What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled Food, Fitness, Weight, and Illness. Thank you. So I was at the grocery store last week, and I buy fish. I don't buy chicken at the grocery store anymore, or beef, or turkey. Pretty much a Presbyterian. So I'm at this particular grocery store, and I've talked about this before. There's three that I go to in maybe a 4 or 5 mile radius, right? Same chain. Different types of neighborhoods though that's around these. So it's all a middle class neighborhood, but you know, upper, regular middle, lower middle. And though the grocery stores are the same chain, the food quality is a little bit different. So I go buy some tuna steaks. Usually the tuna steaks may be like $5 something a pound. I'm not really paying attention this particular day. I'm at a store that I've been going to normally as of late, but I'm still in the mindset that I'm at like the other stores. So I buy the tuna steaks. Now the steaks, look, they thick, so I know they're gonna cost more than whatever. But I'm looking at the coloration, the color of them. These tuna steaks are like burgundy. The other tuna steaks are like red, you know, reddish color, light red. I'm like, okay. Now I buy all wild food, especially seafood. I don't buy farm raised. I learned that from a guy who works in the seafood section years ago. That a doctor used to come by and he says, don't buy the farm raised stuff because it's not natural, and whatever they do to feed the farm raised stuff, after a while it can lead to giving you certain illnesses. So, because they put things in them, you know what I'm saying? It's not natural, it's not organic. Just like the chicken. So I buy wild seafood, period. I just buy them at the, you know, I don't buy the most expensive ones. I buy them in season. So whatever's the wild, that's the most abundant, is the cheapest. So I get that. You know, that's what I do because I don't feel like spending money. But this particular time, I wound up spending like too much money on these doggone tuna steaks. But I paid them for them, whatever. But I'm cooking them. I cooked one of them. I got the other in the freezer. And I thought about something. I was like, every time I go to this particular place, their prices are higher. And this is the thing that people don't understand about food deserts in some of our neighborhoods, or when you go out to a grocery store here or there. Different neighborhoods get different quality. And I started thinking, yo, even though the tuna I was buying was wild, this was wild too, and it was tuna, but this was more so premium meat. So I started looking. You know, I go visit, but I shop at the 3 ones, depending on where I'm at the time, which one is closest, that's the one I go to. So I'm looking like, oh, okay. And I've said this before, but the higher the neighborhood, the higher up economically the neighborhood that surrounds that grocery store, the higher the quality of food and the higher the price. So those people are normally healthier. In the other neighborhoods, I see more obese people. And it has something to do with the quality of the food and their food choices. Thus the fitness thing. The poorer the neighborhood, the more out of shape people I see. What I mean by out of shape is people could be skinny just because poor, you know, not eating like that, or you could just be obese because all you're doing is eating and not actually able to exercise and moving around. Because one of the things about poverty isn't just you don't have a gym. Because I lived in quote unquote poorer neighborhoods. I'm gonna see if I got this. I think I do. When I was in Chicago as a kid, I lived in neighborhoods where you would say it's not that bad, but I would do push-ups, sit-ups, jogging, and I would use the high school. You know, I played all sports, a bunch of sports, not all of them. So I worked out on a regular basis because of the school. When I got, you know, when I went to college, it was the same thing. When I was on my own as an adult, it was the same thing. To the point where, yeah, ironically, and some of y'all gonna know this in Chicago, like this is a 3-flat, you know, so this is like one of the houses I grew up in as a kid, and that's like three apartments in one, you know what I'm saying? And so that's part of the issue, like where, and this is like another one that I lived in. I don't know if you can see that, but let me see. So, but I used to run through the neighborhood. You know, I used to go to places in the neighborhood and do a lot of different, you know, workout, go to the basketball court because all that was free. And that's just part of the upbringing of where we was at and how we came up. And for me, that was a great thing, like great thing. Some people, not so much. So you always don't need, quote unquote, money all the time. But what you do need is the ability to get up off your behind and you know, kind of push the envelope or push yourself to go somewhere. So I can't believe, I think I erased the other ones. I did. Well, the other thing about that is this. Illness. Well, weight and illness. I'm sorry I was looking down, but I was looking through the phone for the other stuff. Illness. Part of the illness is sometimes you eat foods that are so bad for you they make you sick, and then that causes you know, depression and the things that go with that. And sometimes you eat foods that throw your chemicals off in your body. Kind of like, you know, people drink alcohol, it kind of throws you off. But over time, if you eat the wrong thing, it throws you off. You eat too many shellfish, you know, iodine, cholesterol, that's going to throw you off after a while, okay? You eat too much cheese or dairy, you might have a lot of phlegm buildup in your chest, you know, in your body. You might wind up hacking and spitting and stuff like that. Part of being lactose intolerant, because if you do too much of it, it's the same thing. Too much sugar, diabetes, right? What is that? What is the other thing? Too much meat and no and not enough vegetables. You could be deficient in certain vitamins and your body reacts a certain way. People think, oh, I'm eating protein all the time. People who eat protein a lot usually should work out a lot. Can't just be eating beef and chicken and fish and all this protein and you don't work out. You really just gonna overload yourself. You know, if you drink way too much water, you can internally drown yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that people kind of forget about. And the reason I'm talking about this is because what winds up happening is we don't take life into consideration the way we should, because it affects our weight, how we perceive ourselves, what we're able to do. And sometimes, you know, people used to eat bad and get the gout. It's from what you ate. You know, you eat too many of these exotic foods that you really wasn't built for. That type of stuff, you know. Same thing with you eat too much sugar, mess with your teeth get messed up, cavities, this, that, and the third, your mouth is messed up, and then now the stuff that you eat from that point on is contaminated because your mouth is contaminated because it's not as clean as it used to be. Thus, you might wind up having stomach problems, throat problems, thyroid problems that can cause your body to go all haywire. So, going back to the beginning, sometimes you might want to pay a little extra for the food you eat, and you might want to pay a little extra for a gym membership, because what you put in on the front end will give you a better life on the back end. That's why in richer neighborhoods they got better food, because they want those rich people to live longer, because they got more money to spend. They don't care if you're poor and you die because you don't have enough money to spend to keep the business going. That's messed up, I'm saying that, but that's what I think. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.